Welcome to Life Talk, and this is our monthly podcast for everything that has to do with life. It's a joyful time for us to gather and to celebrate life in all its forms, from the moment of conception to natural death. And I'm joined by our director for life, Marina Velazquez, and she's here to, Marina Salvador-Velazquez, and she's here to introduce two wonderful sisters who are sisters of life. And maybe, Marina, if you could just introduce them, and then we'll get into this conversation on Life Talk.
Thank you, Bishop. Yes, I am very honored to be here today with you, and so happy to see you. And also very excited to speak and hear more about Sisters of Life. The first time I hear about them coming to Phoenix was in 2019 or 2018, and we finally got them. So 5 of them make Phoenix their home, and 2 of them are here. Sister Bethany Madonna and Sister Elizabeth Grace, thank you for joining us. Mm-hmm. And why don't you talk to us and share with us about yourself, your vocation, and the assignment you have here in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's a joy to be here with you, Bishop and Marina. Yeah, so I'm Sister Bethany, and yes, it has been an incredible experience being here these last 3 years in the Diocese of Phoenix, and I entered the community 17 years ago and lived almost all of my religious life in New York. And so when it was announced that we were coming here and that I would be missioned here, it was such a gift and such a joy to know that, the Lord was doing new things. This is our farthest mission as Sisters of Life, and there were 5 of us in that founding team. So it's been, just wonderful.
Sister, how do you became a Sister of Life? How was that?
So for me, I grew up in a Catholic family. My dad's a convert, but I always thought I'd be married and have a very large family. Every time I saw a family with many children, I was like, there's the dream. So that was kind of my own heart. And it was only through entering youth group and life teen and then into college, having dated and been open to the discernment of marriage, that I felt the Lord continually tugging my heart and saying, would you consider being mine? And would you consider being a mother to my children? So that opened my heart up, and he was so faithful in confirming that he would be true to that promise. Yeah.
That is fantastic. That's a great life. That's a great life.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Now you're the local superior for the Sisters of Life. What's that like too?
That is a privileged and very humbling entrustment. Yeah, that is something that I didn't anticipate, but to hold responsibility is very purifying, because you're faced with your own need, your own dependence, and your own weakness, and to receive the love and the mercy of your sisters who let you learn is very, very beautiful, very healing. And we're definitely a team, and we work together and we uphold each other. So it's been a privilege, to do that.
Is that true, Sister Elizabeth?
Yeah, we're very, very blessed, Sister.
That's wonderful. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Sister Elizabeth Grace. It's so good to be with you all. I come from Kentucky, so small town farm girl, and I guess the idea of vocation was kind of on the table, so to speak, but was something I never thought would satisfy or was a real desire of the heart. And I kind of just set my heart to being an overachiever. So just did really well in school, thought about the greatest thing I could do with my intellect. Okay, I'll become a doctor. I just set my sights as high as I could and ran and never stopped to ask what God had in mind. So it caught up with me over the years, and it was such a beautiful catching up. And little by little, this little crack of a door opened in my heart to the idea of religious life. And when I came to visit with the Sisters of Life, just kind of seeing what the life is like, I had been a part of a lot of pro-life ministry in college and then even afterward. And I was just super struck when I stepped into the chapel and all the sisters were praying, and I just got hit with this wave of realizing so much power was going out from the chapel to hearts of women and children and families all over, and realizing that it wasn't so much about doing as much as it was being. They knew who they were as brides of Christ and belonging to Him, and that's how like this power was going out, and I could feel it even as a little, college student. So it was really powerful to kind of have the Lord correct that in my own heart of like, a call to belong to the Lord is a call to be His, and then allowing His grace to overflow. So for me, that was kind of like the poignant moment.
It's fascinating to think, of course, that we all have our particular vocations. Being a priest and a wonderful disciple in the Lord, and sisters, religious sisters, and we never know where we're gonna end up.
We don't.
That's the most amazing thing. And here you are, all the way out here in Arizona, instead of New York or Toronto or there were some other places.
Philadelphia,
Philly.
Washington D.C., Connecticut, Denver.
Right, and so Denver. So that's pretty far out west. Yeah, but how in the world did you get here?
Truly, the Lord chose it. We, in the fall, and we are given a new mission by our Mother Superior, and she said, we received a letter. Sister, I entrust you a new mission, and I ask that you move to Phoenix, serve women who are pregnant and vulnerable to abortion, walk with college students at ASU, learn the Spanish language as able, and live at St. Agnes Convent and community. And I ask that you live a very vibrant prayer life and a full community life, and your vows, the fulfilling of your vows.
That's great. I know that the Sisters of Life, you were born out of New York, and you're the primary number of religious sisters are they're still found there, right?
Yes.
But that was under then Cardinal O'Connor, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. But now it's Cardinal Dolan.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm Dolan the Lesser out here. But so it's good that two Dolans are walking with you, and I appreciate the fact that you are walking, the two of you, and your community is you're walking with moms in need, and it's such a beautiful gift that you're offering to women who are, seriously questioning and struggling, and just they need a helping hand. And you're doing such great work. But maybe, Marina, can you share just a little bit about what you've witnessed with regard to the Sisters of Life?
As I said, the last 3 years has been a beautiful experience. When I heard you and I met you, I thought this is such a wonderful opportunity for us as lay people to have the support from the sisters, and to be able to, in a way, try to imitate, right? Because we can, as Bishop said, the Lord calls us, and suddenly we leave our homes and our families, and we say, we're going to go and follow you wherever you call us, Lord. And then we find ourselves with challenges. But every time I seen you, the last 3 years, one of the things that I really appreciate and admired about you is your sensitivity, your humility to learn Spanish, to be able to communicate with women. I heard you were taking Spanish classes in college, and then you were having mentors, and then you were doing all these immersion courses because you wanted to learn. And that says a lot about you as followers of Christ, to be there for the most vulnerable and try to meet their needs as well. I seen them the other day. We had a beautiful opportunity. One day I received a call and they say, Marina, do you want to come to a quinceañera? And I was like, a quinceañera? Where? At the Common? What do you mean a quinceañera? And then I go there. I see a beautiful girl sitting on the floor with a beautiful quinceañera dress. And quinceañeras are very well known for within the Hispanic Latino communities. And to have witness this is so beautiful, because I'm sure you asked them, what do you want? Or maybe you can share more about that. It was such a beautiful experience. I've seen walking with us, giving courses, going to the schools, to the universities, and I love to be able to communicate with you and the trust that you have with me to call me and say, can you help us 3 phone call way, whatever it's called, and translate for us, just to make sure we're understanding the needs of this woman and help her out. So this has been wonderful.
That's fantastic. So you had mentioned that on college campus, so you're at ASU as well. Is that your predominant college, or are you connected with the other, like Grand Canyon, or?
We are missioned, so to speak, to ASU, but we will go up annually to NAU just to visit the campus and be present to the students up there. But ASU is where we go monthly, and we walk on campus. We meet with the girls one-on-one. We host a monthly women's night with different themes: the feminine heart, growing in the life of prayer. We talk about the family. We talk about healing. We talk about God's plan for life and love, mercy.
Yeah, what do you find is the primary need for these young college women? What is it? What's the big question mark in their mind, or as to what brings them peace, and what is it that you're offering them?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, right.
So honestly, it's when they come to us. So many of their families don't necessarily practice the faith, and so many of them weren't necessarily catechized. So what's so beautiful is God draws them to the Newman Center, or has them see us on campus and see the habit and know Catholic, or know church, when they see that. And the depths of the desire of their own hearts to be loved, to be known, to be seen, to be received, to belong, to be healed, to be made new, to be restored. I think that's our charism, to be able to communicate to each of them, like, you are so good, and God made you, and when he made you, he delighted in you. And he has a plan for you, and he hasn't left you alone. Like, he's revealing himself to you, and he's revealing your own heart to you.
Well, that's what I have noticed in your community. Sister Elizabeth, I'm wondering, when you turn to some of these women who are probably left without family, or their families are broken, or their families are struggling, what kind of advice do you offer them?
Yeah, no, I think women and men on college campus are just faced with so many questions and seeming contradictions by the culture and the society. So I think the biggest thing that Jesus offers through our presence there is really the truth, because the truth sets us free. Right. So I think that there's a great security in looking to sisters, but looking to the priests, looking to Jesus, ultimately to answer those questions of what is life all about? Is there more to this? Right. Does my life have a meaning and a purpose? And, you think driven college students, they clearly have, it all together. But many of these young people are just searching for those basic questions about their goodness. And, it's powerful to point them to Jesus, who is the truth, who sets everyone free.
And to that end, you're actually trying to encourage adoration and some holy hours. And so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. Yeah, our college mission is really beautiful. And then we also have our mission of accompanying pregnant women, which along with that, we have a whole mission of co-workers for life, so lay people that join us in serving the pregnant women. And what kind of grew up naturally out of that was a desire to give them a chance to come in out of the rain, a chance for prayer on a monthly basis. So we started hosting these Source Holy Hours. So it's just one night a month, and the sisters will play music. There'll be adoration, confessions available, and a social afterward, just as a point of building community. And it's really flourished into this great dynamic. We can invite, the coworkers who are serving alongside us. We can invite the women we're serving who may not or may not be Catholic, just to have an experience of the Lord's gaze and his love. The college students can come, so it's really become this catch-all event that's open to everyone. So it's been really beautiful to see God just lavish his grace upon all the people who come.
You say that the sisters are the musicians here. What do you play?
as well as we can. We have a couple of guitarists. I play guitar and violin, and then Sister Bethany is a great singer. You might not know.
I'm a parrot. I can follow.
That's wonderful.
And then Sister Magnificat also sings too. And then the other sisters head up the confession lines.
Well, I would be happy to come and bring an instrument, but the only thing I play is a radio, and I'm really not very good at that, Stephen. It's an honestly, it's a great joy to have you, and you've been just a joy since I've been here. I've been here now 2 years, and just watching you flourish, and I think it's been an absolute gift to the Diocese of Phoenix to have you here. What would you like to say to the people who are watching this?
I want to say thank you, first of all, for the welcome. We really did receive such a warm reception here, and I've been very moved that our gifts are known in the sense that they know why the Lord drew us here. And so many pregnancy care centers have been referring women to us who have abortions scheduled, who are very vulnerable, who mentally, emotionally, spiritually have no supports and feel very alone and abandoned in many ways. And so thank you to all those who are serving in these missions, honestly, we call them co-laborers in the vineyard, who I really feel like in this diocese, there's a living of what Jesus asked, that they may be one. And we've been so moved by the community of believers and the different churches and the different ministries who really sincerely seek to uphold each other and to allow the charism and the gift of the other to come forward. So anyone listening, to know that we are eager to receive women who are pregnant and vulnerable, that we can, we're learning Spanish, so we serve them in English and in Spanish, and that our other missions include in New York, women can reach out to us in New York, healing after abortion, so those who have suffered abortion, to know that that's part of the message that we share, that there's nothing that we can do, there's no sin we can commit that's beyond the mercy and healing of Jesus. And so to know that there's nothing that should keep you from him or bar you from being able to come into communion. So that would be what I'd want to share.
That's fantastic. I'm wondering, so of the number of people that you serve, how many would be, percentage-wise, how many would be, say, post-abortion?
Have suffered?
Yeah.
Here in Phoenix, we don't directly do post-abortion walking with women, but some of the pregnant women we've encountered who are, again, tempted, many have suffered in the past.
Right.
I would say maybe 25%, just a ballpark. Right. But it's amazing. The women that God brings to us are, every walk of life, from teenager to women in their 40s with multiple children, from, people with very steady jobs to people who are homeless. So it's amazing how this idea of this, pregnancy presents this question of, can I do this? And how many are looking for help and resources, and just whether it's emotional, spiritual, mental, practical support. There's just such a need. So sometimes when women are pregnant again, if they have a past abortion, it will come up at that time. So it's beautiful to walk with them in that moment, and then afterward to continue walking with them on that journey of healing.
Well, what I like about your Sisters of Life is that you really do embrace that whole concept of accompaniment, and you walk with people. And as you mentioned, it's John 17, that all may be one. And you're a perfect example of what that prayer of Jesus can look like, where you're walking with people who are just struggling. And boy,
and they really edify us. I can't tell you how their courage and their trust when they come in, and we have our tea party with them, and what they share, what the Lord is doing in their hearts to intervene, and His creativity. It's just, it is so edifying. Yeah,
that's excellent.
I have seen the few times how you prepare the rooms for these women, and the way you bring them to you the way you receive them. As Bishop said, is very edifying, and it's very intentional. And women have said, there's something about them that for whatever reason, and they don't understand it obviously because they're not looking at it with the eyes of faith as we do, but they ended up with you, and it's been such a blessing to witness that, and to see how you don't discriminate. For you, all are the same. You welcome them all with a big smile, and you give them the best treatment as well. That's such a beautiful gift for to the community, and I'm very grateful to be able to witness that as well.
But me too. And so, Sister Bethany and Sister Elizabeth, thank you very much for being here. And we are so grateful to have you serve here in the Diocese of Phoenix. I know you're far removed from New York, but we're glad to have you live from New York. So thank you for joining us today for this Life Talk. And we hope that you might be able to take a look at us and some of our previous events that we've had regarding Life Talk, with Marina helping me to co-host these wonderful talks. We focus on life from the moment of conception to natural death. So please take a look at us, look at our podcast, and visit us at the Catholic Sun. God bless you all.